$173,000 a year. 2 salaries, 2 careers, 2 adults doing everything right. And somehow they have less financial freedom than a single-income family from 1973. That's not a budgeting problem. That's a trap. And it has a name. Ryan sits at his kitchen table in Raleigh every Sunday night running the numbers. He's a DevOps engineer making $105,000. His wife, Sarah, a corporate recruiter, makes $68,000, combined $173,000. Top 15% of American households. Last month, Sarah told him she wanted to stay home for a year after their second baby arrives. Ryan opened the spreadsheet, moved her income to 0, and watched every single budget line turn red. Not because they're bad with money, because the math won't let them choose. By the end of this video, you'll see the exact mechanism that turned 2 good salaries into a financial cage, and a simple test that reveals whether you're already locked inside it. Here's the story we've all been told. 2 incomes are better than 1. Basic addition, right? 1 salary supports a family. 2 should leave a mountain of cash for savings and investments. Except that's not what happened. Elizabeth Warren, back when she was a Harvard bankruptcy law professor, years before politics, studied over 2,000 families who filed for bankruptcy. What she found broke the entire narrative. Families with 2 working parents were more likely to go bankrupt than single-income families. Not less. More. She called it the 2-income trap. But Warren's research explains the what. I want to show you the how. How 2 good salaries silently eliminate your choices until the life you built requires every dollar from both paychecks just to keep running. I call it the backup that broke. Your parents had a financial reserve. They never had to use the possibility of a second income. Your generation activated that backup on day 1, and now that it's running full time, there's nothing left when things go wrong. Let's do Ryan's real budget, not the highlight reel. The actual math after taxes, health insurance, and minimal retirement contributions. Ryan and Sarah take home roughly $10,200 a month. Now watch where it goes. Mortgage in a decent school district outside Raleigh, $2,650. Daycare for their 3-year-old, $1,400. 2 car payments because 2 jobs mean 2 commutes, $1,150. Student loans, $520. Groceries at Costco and Aldi, $950. Utilities, internet, phones, $480. Additional insurance, $280. That's $7,430 in fixed costs out of $10,200 take home. Then subscriptions, Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime, the Peloton collecting laundry, the meal kit they keep forgetting to cancel. Ryan added it up one Sunday, $387 a month. Individually tiny. Collectively, they eat a car payment. After everything, Ryan and Sarah have about $2,380 of breathing room. For a top 15% household, that number should disturb you. And here's what makes this a trap.
Oh, wow, look at
Every
that.
one of those big expenses was sized for 2 incomes. The bank qualified them for that mortgage based on $173,000. The car dealer ran both salaries. The entire structure assumes 2 paychecks arriving forever. If you want to test this on your own household right now, pause and open your calculator. Take your take home. Subtract mortgage. Subtract childcare. Subtract car payments. What's left? Now here's where it gets brutal. Sarah's pregnant. Baby number 2 in 4 months. Sarah's take-home is about $3,900 a month. Infant daycare in Raleigh averages $1,350. They're already paying $1,400 for the toddler. That's $2,750 in childcare alone, against her $3,900. But it doesn't stop there. Commute costs $410 a month. And then there's what I call exhaustion spending. The DoorDash orders because nobody can cook after a 10-hour day. The Amazon impulse buys you can't remember ordering the Starbucks because 5 a.m. wake-ups require chemical assistance. The cleaning service because the house is chaos. Ryan tracked it for 1 month. $985. So Sarah's $3,900 minus daycare, minus commute, minus her share of exhaustion spending. She nets about $250 a month, roughly $12 a day. About $1.50 an hour. She'd be working full-time, away from both kids, running on fumes, for couch cushion money. Pull up your last 3 months of DoorDash, Amazon, and Starbucks right now. Add them up. That number is your exhaustion tax, and it only exists because both of you are working. Sarah wants to stay home for just 1 year. But when Ryan zeroes out her income, they're $1,800 short on fixed costs every single month. Can't cut the mortgage. Can't cut the student loans. Can't cut the car payments without defaulting. The trap snapped shut the moment they signed that mortgage. They just didn't hear it close. The second income isn't building wealth. It isn't creating options. It's barely covering costs that only exist because there's a second income and the family has zero flexibility left. But there are families in that same income bracket building serious wealth. And the pattern is consistent. Ryan's neighbor Marcus is a project manager. His wife Janelle was in corporate accounting 3 years ago. Janelle left her $62,000 job not because they're rich, because they ran what I call the one income test. It's simpler. Take your total fixed costs. Mortgage, cars, insurance, loans, childcare, utilities, and check whether one income can cover them. Not comfortably, just without going into debt. If the answer is no, you're trapped. Both incomes are structural. Neither partner can step back for a baby, a sick parent, a career change, or burnout. You've built a life that requires 2 engines at full throttle with no reserve fuel. Marcus and Janelle's answer was no. So they spent 18 months restructuring, sold the overpriced house in the good school district, moved somewhere. Their mortgage dropped $900 a month, paid off 1 car, cut subscriptions from 400 to 85. Uncomfortable moves. Their friends thought they were crazy, but once fixed costs fit under one salary, Janelle's entire income became discretionary. They saved 80% of her paycheck for 18 months. Built a 6-month emergency fund, maxed both retirement accounts. Opened a college savings plan. Then Janelle quit. Not because they were wealthy, because they had margin, because the backup was back in reserve. The system, the mortgage industry qualifying you on combined income, childcare priced against dual earners, real estate bidding up school districts. It's designed to absorb every dollar from both paychecks. It's not weakness.
The promise of the suburban dream
It's architecture.
often comes with a heavy price tag.
The families who build real
For
wealth
many,
on
the
two
weight of the
incomes
mortgage, car
aren't the
payments,
ones who
and
earn the
rising
most.
daycare
They're the ones who structure fixed costs as if one income could disappear tomorrow. They keep the backup intact. Build on one. Save on two. The most financially secure families in your neighborhood probably look like the least successful. That's not an accident. Stealth. Wealth doesn't look like a bigger house. It looks like the family who could lose a paycheck and sleep fine that night.
Okay,
So here's
the
what I want you to
mortgage
do
and the
right
car
now.
Payment are set.
Open your banking app.
But daycare is so
Add up
much
your
this
total
month. It just
fixed
doesn't add
monthly
up.
costs. Mortgage, cars, loans, childcare, insurance, subscriptions, all of it. Compare that number to one take-home income. Just one. If it doesn't fit, you know exactly where you stand. That's your one income test. That's the first step out of the cage. If you know a couple earning 6 figures who can't figure out why they feel broke, send them this video. Not as a lecture, as a lifeline. Because you can't escape a trap, you can't see. This content is for educational and informational purposes only. Individual results vary.
Look at this
Consult
projection
a
here.
qualified financial professional
Oh, wow.
for advice
So that means we can
specific to
actually
your
retire early.
situation.